Okay, this should be the last part. I'm sorry, guys. This is taking a long time. Um, I wasn't able to work because of the intensity of the situation and being at the hospital as much as I needed to be for my son. Um, so they actually had called the local police department where I live, and they had came out and notified me. And then I called the hospital and I spoke with the doctor. Um, and the head of the nursing, whatever, she actually drove the 45-minute, hour and a half, whatever, trip and brought me up there to be with him. And when I was done, I sat and held him for about 3.5, 4 hours. And when I was done, they had asked me if he was coming. And I said I wasn't sure that I would contact him because if he wasn't, my son needed to be sent to the morgue so that he could be evaluated, cleaned, whatever the process is that they do down there. I'm not entirely sure, nor do I think I want to know, to be quite honest. So I called him, and pretty much the conversation was, hello, I'm just calling to see if you're coming out because they want to know because I'm done. And if you're not going to come out and say your goodbyes, they're going to send him to the morgue. And he said, no, you're not making my life miserable anymore. F you, after his funeral, don't talk to me ever again. And hung up on me. So I signed the paperwork that I needed to sign for them to do the autopsy and everything else like that. Because to this day, my son's passing anniversary will be 2 years this September, and I still don't even have an exact answer other than they believe it was something with his heart. So I signed all the paperwork I needed to for them to do the autopsy on him, and I said my final goodbye, and then, I left. This is getting a little hard for me. But again, I knew my son's chances of coming home were slim to none. I was not naive, I wasn't delusional. I knew. But every time I thought he was gonna pass, he got better. He fought harder, fought stronger, fought longer. And I literally, I called, when I wasn't able to be there, I called multiple times a day to check on him. I'd video chat with him, and literally 12 hours before he passed, I called and everything was fine. So I was told. However, plot twist, right after my son died, I found out I was pregnant with my now daughter. And when I went to confirm my pregnancy with my family doctor, who, like I said, was my son's pediatrician and who delivered my son, naturally she wanted to also give me her condolences and whatever else. She had told me that a week prior to my son passing away, she got a phone call from the doctor who was providing my son care, and they had told her that he was going to die. I guess, more or less. I don't know exactly how the conversation went. But yeah, that they knew he was gonna die. I called 3 times a day. I spoke with nurses, I spoke with doctors. Nobody told me that. I didn't get the notification until the day it happened. I could have went up there and spent that week loving on him, holding him, making every moment count. Instead, I kept living like nothing was wrong. I resent the hospital. I resent myself. But it is what it is at this point. I'm just glad that my son isn't in pain anymore because, like I said, my son literally spent 90% of his life on machines.